Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day.
Really, you hope everybody's having a fantastic day? You hope Hamas
Not-
jihadis are having a fantastic day? You
I
think
hope Hamas is having a blast.
Hezbollah?
Yes.
Pretty rude.
This is the Apostate Prophet. David, what's up? How you doing?
Mr. Fantastic. What?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Good.
Like before you're
good.
born.
When did it even come out? Mr. Bombastic.
That was, I would say, 93, 94, somewhere in there. I remember listening to it in jail.
Fantastic. 95. For some reason, I have some weird, faint memory of hearing that when I was a little boy, and I don't know if I was actually with it or not. So I don't know. It's kind of funny.
What's weird is that's how he sings, and so I thought that's how he talked. I saw him in an interview once. He just talks like a regular guy.
Really, he does?
I thought it was going to be like, "Yo, I'm here to talk about my new album," and he just talks like a regular American.
That feels like treason, man.
Yeah, I know.
That feels like betrayal, absolute betrayal. I don't believe it. Let's see. Wait a minute.
Are you actually going to pull up an interview clip of him?
Yes.
Shaggy.
Let's see.
But I got this voice by mocking drill instructors in the military.
He was mocking drill instructors.
The drill instructors would go, "Hey, boy, drop and give it 20. Let's go, boy." And I would mock him as a form of joking because it motivated, your platoon.
My whole life is a lie.
You mocked your drill instructor? Because that's a bad idea, sport. Like introduce you to a few movies. Just go ahead and start with Full Metal Jacket.
I thought he always sounded like blah, 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 blah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought he was going to talk like, but nope.
Or Mumpy.
Anyway, you know what? This is how I really talk, man. What the heck?
The world makes no sense.
That is very, very strange. No, I learned something now. I know how you feel, Kathies. You said you destroyed my childhood, AP. I know. That's how I feel right now. How do you think I feel right now? How do you think I feel right now? Betrayed. Getting there.
Muhammad and Diha, they copied Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me" defense. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. That's what they did.
It wasn't Diha. It was the angel Gabriel.
So, David, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, so have you seen that guy? That guy beat up that old man on TV.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna watch it. But when we finished the live stream, one of my sons was watching it, so I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll sit down and watch it."
Is it really a big achievement for a guy in his at the peak of his life, in his late 20s, or is that how old he is, to beat up a 60-year-old man?
Correction, 58. But
literally 60.
yeah, there's a question because people, we've seen videos of Tyson hitting a heavy bag and stuff, and he still looks strong and so on. So there's a question of how much Tyson is left in there, and that was nothing like Tyson. He still seemed to have pretty good head movement, but his punches were not Tyson's punches.
It's more like Dyson punches. It would be pretty easy to beat up Mike Tyson. You know, I could beat up Mike Tyson very easily.
Yeah, but basically that's why you don't see 58-year-olds in, you know, football, basketball, baseball, or something like that. You get older, your body's just different.
Yeah, I would go to Mike Tyson. I would challenge. I would stand before him if he tried to have a fight with me, and I would win because I would say to him, "Do you really think it is right to beat up a man who cried? You will think about the past and will say, I wonder if this man died that night when I held a fight against him. Do you really think it is honorable to turn off the light?" Or something like that. Anyway, and then he would get totally emotional and would say, "Hey man, you're right, man." So and then I would win. Anyway, but completely irrelevant to what we normally do.
If I were around Tyson, I would probably want to keep annoying him until he punched me, just to say that I got punched by Mike Tyson. Well, you get punched and it would hurt, but then for the rest of your life, you have this cool story about the time you ticked Mike Tyson off and he punched you in the face.
That would be funny.
That would be fun.
So, David, what do you know? Have you seen these people being tortured in Gaza by Hamas?
No, you mentioned it, and I saw one little clip of a guy like I didn't watch the video, but I saw one guy like hanging by his arms or something like that. I saw a screenshot of it somewhere.
No, the IDF posted this on YouTube, and I see no age restriction here on their video. So, if I get an age restriction on my live stream because I showed this, then
YouTube is pro IDF and anti ex-Muslim.
Then I will take matters into my own hands and go down there to the YouTube offices,
and we will. They're about to see what we'll do.
Yeah,
they're about to see in this video the steps we will take to defend our rights. By the way, this is like before, if I recall, someone was saying this is before the war, right? This is like 2016 or 18 or 20 or something like that. This is before, right? Is there a date up there? I can't see. There's a title in the way. Is that a date up there?
Yeah, it says 2018 up there. Wait,
okay.
Yeah, 8/1/2018. So the first thing we want to look at today is that there is 40 minutes or 46 minutes of footage of Hamas torturing Gazan civilians inside Gaza. Of course, we are always told that people in Gaza, they had terrible life because Israel was making life terrible and all that, and it was basically concentration camp and all that. And the thing is that it very much looks like the only people that turn it into a concentration camp or that make life unbearable for people are Hamas themselves. They are interrogating and torturing Gazan civilians and Gazans who are accused of or suspected of being collaborators. They torture them to get information from them, and so on. It's really messed up, and we have heard descriptions and we have read descriptions like these from different sources. I know that Mossab Hassan Youssef, for example, he writes in his book about how he personally witnessed and was part of processes where Hamas would torture suspects that they would accuse of being collaborators with Israel, or just to get back at them for different things, just for personal grudges and so on. We have heard from many other people that Hamas does these things, and here we have now footage put together, so much of Hamas torturing people. It's pretty messed up.
By the way, that right there, that doesn't look like torture and like, lashing people or something like that. Well, look at that. They've got his feet are off the ground. So all his weight is on his knees, just his knees on that hard floor. And basically it's at a horribly painful angle. If your feet are pushed up like that. Oh, now they got him hanging.
Yeah. So we got these. We got them. We got them doing things to this guy. Maybe they're just having fun. Maybe this is just.
I was just thinking that. I was like, maybe this is a game for these freaks.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like. Maybe they are both Hamas members and they don't have much to do.
This is what they do.
And they're just having. This is just their form of entertainment or something. You can even see his butt cheek there.
It rubs the lotion on its butt.
Yes. This might be BDSM. We also don't have any. We don't have any sound, so we don't know what they're saying. Maybe this is just. Yeah, exactly. Babylon said this is their sex dungeon.
Yeah, this dude in the chair is like, oh yeah, you like that, don't you? He's like, more, give me more. You know what sucks? It's like you don't even know how concerned you should be about this, because they also torture like their terrorist rivals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, these guys could be people who don't like Hamas because they want to live normal lives and stuff like this, and so they object to Hamas or disagree with Hamas. In which case, poor guys. But these could also be like rival terrorists who are competing with Hamas, and Hamas is showing them who's the boss.
Oh boy, are they doing? Did they tie up his other leg and force him to stand on one leg only?
I'd rather stand on one leg than be in the position with the knees that other guy was in.
You don't want to stand on one foot for.
I will stand on one foot for 10 years.
What is he doing to this poor guy? He's choking him, hitting him. Huh. Interesting.
He's saying, "You are late with my falafel order. This is what we do. This is what we do. 20 minutes or less. This is what you get."
It said 20-minute delivery. You came 30-minute. What are you? What are you talking to Jews on your way?
Uh-oh. Ouch.
Ouchie. They do the same boring thing all the time, man. Forcing him to stand on one foot. These guys really don't know how to torture people, man. Watch some movies.
And I have to say, it's funny that that Israel's posting this when you can tell the IDF does its share of torturing of terrorists. You could tell when the terrorists are confessing. You could tell they've just been through some stuff. You could tell by the look on their faces and their mannerisms and so on.
As they should.
They're terrorists. What are you going to do?
As they should. Alhamdulillah. So ridiculous. The same old trick all the time.
I don't get it. You're only in there with one dude, man. I would just clock the dude. Back! Make a run for it. Take out all these guys.
They always do the same thing. Totally unreal.
These guys in feet. These guys have some feet fetishes. Everything is about feet with them.
Let me look at the bottom of your feet.
Look at that foot. Oh, let me smell it. Let me kiss it.
This one has the best foot so far.
Wiggle your toes. Let me see you wiggle your toes. Yes, wiggle them. Wiggle them. Now wiggle them with the beat.
Oh, no.
Ouch. Oh no, that little one. Ah! I thought that guy was just tapping it. This guy just comes in and starts whacking it.
Oof.
You don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
God. I hope this is a terrorist he's doing this to. And not a nice guy who wants peace.
Oh, they're all terrorists, probably. So
What is this? Is that a woman? Someone in a burqa? Can't tell. It's dark. Oh no, that's a dude. What was that? There was two people back there.
This guy can barely stand on his feet. I think what they did is that they beat his feet.
Two of them.
They're dancing.
I'm gonna do this.
I'm shuffling. It'd be funny to put on some music for this, man.
Dude, yeah. You got to find out who they're doing it to. It's messed up to make fun of it if these are nice guys. But yeah, if these are if these guys are guys from another terrorist network, putting that to a little beat and they're dancing, that would be funny.
That would be fun, kind of interesting. I don't know if these guys are innocent. What is this? This guy looks like he's just working out.
Hey, you know what we should do? We should take this video and add our own dub to it. Huh? You know what I mean? No, but like this Hamas dude, it'd be like, we heard that you don't like Jews. We will show you what we really think of people who don't like Jews. And we can make it look like Hamas is actually
Jews. What the hell, man?
We will show you what you do when you do not approve of child marriage in Gaza.
But I'm really curious if if there's any information further on what these people what each of these people did, why they are there, what they exactly want from them, whether they want more information from them. But yeah, definitely. But why exactly, what they're suspected of, and so on. It's really,
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, these guys who are being tortured might be pure evil. This might be tell us where your terrorist organization is supposed to attack us and try to take over and stuff like this. Give us the info of where you hid the bomb and our Hamas leaders' quarter. Where is it? This could be these could be bad guys, or these could be good guys, or anything in between, as far as I know.
we do not know, because on the one hand you have terrorists in charge.
You have terrorists, but also terrorists who don't like other terrorists.
Yeah. They let him hang there like that. This is messed up, man.
Hey, there was a movie called Little Shop of Horrors back in the day. There was an old version, like a black and white one, way back in the day, but then they made a comedy musical out of it in the 1980s. But they had a funny thing in there. You ready?
Yes.
This reminds me of that. They had a funny thing in there where there's a dentist who is a sadist, right? He likes inflicting pain. He loves drilling into people's mouths and making them scream and stuff like that. But then Bill Murray goes in and he's a masochist, a guy who likes pain.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So you got a masochist. He's a masochist who likes pain, goes to the dentist who loves inflicting pain. So the dentist is trying to hurt him, but the guy's loving it and saying how great it is and stuff like that. Anyway, the dentist gets mad and gives up. But that would be kind of funny if you get someone who's like really likes being tortured, and they would go in here and these guys would try to torture him, but the guy loves it.
That would be funny.
That would be interesting. I wonder if that ever happens. Because there are people who are like into like pain. Their wires are crossed in their brain, and
I wonder. This guy seems to be in charge of much of the torturing. Oh boy, wait.
He's whacking his feet too. Who is this fat loser? Has he been eliminated yet? Do we have a card on that guy?
I don't know. I hope so.
Sure.
Look, the thing is, I think what they
he
do
he looks like half the guys in this deck, man.
I think what they do is that they hit the feet of these people, and then later they force them to stand on their feet, on one of their feet.
No, hitting your feet like that hurt. It starts cramping up and stuff like that. And what's interesting is it's not the sort of thing that's going to leave evidence later of what you've done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they recorded it, so ouch.
Yep. This is what's happening.
We don't actually know how painful this is, so we should probably reenact it. I'll grab a stick and beat the crap out of your feet, and then you could stand on them and tell us what it feels like. I have to say, though, all this torture is much nicer than Muhammad torturing Kanana, where they lit a fire on his chest.
Yeah. Honestly, I have heard worse forms of torture, but this is already really messed up. And you really wonder what kind of people they do this kind of stuff to.
Yeah.
And if those people are totally innocent, if those people are simply regular people that they supposedly suspect of doing certain things, what kind of people are these? This is Hamas in charge. Hamas is an organization that was elected, but they took over and kicked out all of the other organizations and declared themselves as the sole legitimate rulers in Gaza, and violently struck down and killed all those who opposed them, got into power and started imposing Islamic law on everyone. The bad thing about this is that lots of people agree with them inside Gaza, and they simply wanted to suppress those who don't agree with them. But they also started going after all the other terrorist organizations, especially if they are like, this is the messed up thing. They, for example, went after the PFLP, which is the communist Palestinian organization, and started fighting with them and arbitrarily suppressing them and torturing them and so on. But on October 7, for example, you had PFLP join Hamas and together attack Israel and kill Israeli civilians. So, you know what I mean? It's just they do enforce their own authority, and they do torture and suppress and kill the other groups inside Gaza, inside the so-called Palestinian territories, and they do have their own hostilities and their own fights and so on. But later on, these guys together come into Israel and start killing civilians.
I have to say, though, the way they're torturing here, that is not the way you would torture. Like, let's suppose you knew someone had planted a bomb that goes off in an hour and you need to find out. You'd be torturing. There, you're not. There, you wouldn't be holding back. You'd be doing all sorts of messed up stuff, and you wouldn't care how much damage you're doing to get that information. So the fact that they're doing stuff that doesn't causes lots of pain, and that they're not in a rush, they can take their time, that they're trying to cause pain but not cause long-term damage. Yeah, these guys are just trying to get some information out of some people before letting them go later.
Hey, if you're noodle, what's up? Then we have YB here, who is one of those people who think everything is staged.
Everything is staged. These are actually all Jews. The old Jews doing this. It's all for show.
We see the faces.
To make Hamas look bad.
We see the faces of the people that are in charge here. We see faces of the people that are torturing people here. We see multiple faces here. I'm not sure where you live. You're probably an American. Israel is a very small place. It's extremely likely for Israelis to recognize one of these people on here. So many people know each other. You really think that you can have Israelis go in there and stage this? You are such an idiot. You are absolutely an imbecile. I mean, you rely on no single piece of proper information. You simply go into everything as it looks with, obviously fake, obviously staged, obviously fake, man. What, Mars? A fake? We went to the moon. Fake. Sicknesses. Fake. Germs. Fake. I've never seen germs with my own eyes. I don't believe that nonsense. This is probably AI. Yeah, so this is the whole footage here is 46 minutes. It is found on the IDF's own channel here on YouTube. They posted the entire thing. You can see it. You can see it there. Penguins, fake. Earth is round, fake. And if it was staged, they won't show their faces either. Yeah. It's so dumb. People who want to assume that everything is a conspiracy, everything is fake, everything is staged, and so on. Seriously, I don't think these people. I think there's something wrong with you. Or at least keep it to yourself.
How long ago is that video? I'm looking for it. Oh, never mind. I found it.
This is quite recent.
No, I wanted to sort of skim through the comments to see if anyone has any more information on what's going on here.
Muhammad the Prophet fake. Hey, that's real though. Alhamdulillah. Agnosticism fake. You see. Alhamdulillah. Let's look at what the people in Gaza are saying. Once again, this is a video that came out several days ago, but we want to have a look at what some of the things that the people in Gaza have been saying in response to Israel approaching them and asking them what they think. These are on Israeli news channels.
Oh, hang on.
What?
Someone in the comments says, as an Iranian who has gone through IRGC, what's that? Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps interrogations, I confirm that's definitely the same methodology they use with Iranian protesters. If you hit the soles of the feet, it hurts immeasurably, and after it heals, you have no proof that you were being tortured.
Yeah. It is a common way of torturing people, actually, and in the Middle East and also in different parts of the world. There is even a name for it, to tie people up and to lay them down and then to repeatedly hit the bottom of their feet. It's really, really painful, incredibly painful, without having to cut off body parts or anything like that. You can inflict immense pain.
السلام عليكم حجة.
الله يرضى عليك.
شو الوضع جوا؟ تفضلي.
الوضع كله سيء يا بناي، حسبي الله على شنشطونا وقتلونا.
Wait, this is kind of quiet. I'm going to quickly download this and then make it louder and then watch it. Inshallah.
Apparently, there are multiple people confirming that this is the same thing Iran does to protesters. They also do worse, especially to the women and girls.
I know that Iran started doing this after they took over. They started torturing massive numbers of people. After the Islamic Revolution, they started torturing massive numbers of people whom they suspected of being, traitors to the revolution, counter-revolutionary, which is a language adopted from communists, and so on. Messed up people, man.
Yeah. Someone commented, this is on the torture video, UN and Hamas and ISIS supporters would claim it is a Pilates lesson. But that's funny because that's true, right? I mean, that's like Daniel Hakikachu saying they're rushing that girl to the hospital. That's what they were doing.
Some dude here said, Apostate Prophet, if you believe that 60 years ago people went to the moon, but that today we can't do it, you are not very intelligent. You never researched it, so don't say ignorant things. Some dude, I hate to break it to you.
What do you mean we can't do it?
I hate to break it to you, but with this comment here, you have just proven that you yourself have never actually honestly researched the topic, because you have just repeated an incredibly stupid conspiracy theory that some people hear from other people and then repeat online without ever properly verifying it. And that is the dumb idea that today we can't do it. That we somehow lost the ability to go to the moon. That's not true. This is a conspiracy theory that is spread online by idiots who don't know how to do research.
Some dude, we can go to the moon right now if we wanted to. It just turns out to be very, very, very expensive. And after you've already made several trips and gathered samples and done things, unless you come up with a really good reason to spend endless piles of money, you're not doing it. But people are going to do it. Elon wants to do it. But now focus is on Mars, which you probably won't believe when people get to Mars either.
Look, people went to the moon, landed there, took a bunch of samples, brought them back to Earth, and so on. And it was a milestone. It was a big achievement. However, looking back, when assessing whether there should be another moon mission, the idea is, what are the benefits? It turns out there are not really great benefits, as it seems, because there's nothing really there. And anything there is, we already have it. Currently, the costs, the expenses, and the effort and everything significantly outweigh any of the obvious apparent benefits, which is why it is very difficult to get the funding together and to actually undertake this mission. It's pointless. It's a huge waste of money, as it seems. Money that could be spent into for different things in space exploration, which is why it is not being done. That said, there are currently moon missions being planned. So, not sure what you're talking about. And you can easily find the refutation of these things on something as simple as here. Royal Museums of Greenwich. You can find conspiracy theories debunked, including the dumb idea that, wait, where is that? Pretty sure that it is here somewhere. If we really went to the moon in 1969, why have we never been back? And it will explain it to you here. That it will explain to you the different reasons here, and so on. It's so easy, man. You could spend 5 minutes on this.
This is actually a good example of J. Warner Wallace talks about this, but he talks about conspiracies breaking down, and basically the bigger the conspiracy is, the more rapidly it will break down, because the more people you have. So imagine on all these moon missions, because there are multiple moon missions, you have thousands of people involved. You have the people who are making the ships, and the people who are working there for NASA, and the people who are actually there, and you have all these tons and tons and tons of people working for it. Any one of these people could be an instant millionaire coming out with, "Yep, here's how we faked the entire thing." Instant millionaire bestseller. Just come out and say, "Whoa, why would they do you?" Any one of that. That's the point. You think every last person just doesn't want to get that checked.
Plus, we have rival countries, rival states that went up there and saw it for themselves, that America actually went up there. We have footage from different countries that have footage from the distance, and so on. You have multiple different parties, multiple different interests having by now confirmed that this definitely happened. Why would these people all be in on a stupid conspiracy like this? You would have to suggest that half the world is willingly in this conspiracy, and for some reason no single person involved wants to leak the truth about this.
AP, if you're dumb enough to believe that we went to the moon 60 years ago, you're probably dumb enough to think that the Earth is round and that dinosaurs existed. So dumb. Daniel Hakikachu is my hero.
Daniel Hakikachu actually thinks that the moon landing never happened because humans have never left the orbit of humans have never left the Earth.
Does he think people have never left the atmosphere? Like, does he think that, like, when Elon took William Shatner up into outer space, that never happened? Shatner's lying?
Something like that.
I don't remember.
Something like that. I remember him talking about how it was fake. I remember the mockery about it. Let me see. There's a funny topic here. Harvard physics writer says the moon landing was fake.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the moon landing and what I think about that? I mean, this channel doesn't need like that kind of controversy. But the thing about space, once you leave the magnetic field surrounding the Earth and the Van Allen belts. So I studied this. I was a physics major at Harvard, have a degree in physics, studied astronomy. I worked in an astronomy lab as an undergraduate at Harvard. So there's a lot of cosmic rays in space, and they're highly toxic to humans. You get radiation poisoning when you're exposed to these cosmic rays. And they're so powerful, like these cosmic rays, gamma rays, for example, that they will penetrate a typical space capsule. The barrier of a space capsule, like with the space shuttle, which is retired, obviously, but the International Space Station is not that thick. It's not like lead. Like you need like this much lead, basically, like a foot of lead to block cosmic rays. And so until that that problem is solved, humans are not going to be able to leave the Van Allen belts around the Earth in order to go.
You know what the funny thing about this is? This is a very well-known conspiracy theory, and the very same guy that this was named after, the Van Allen, he actually came out and said that this is nonsense. It's so ridiculous, man. And it's one thing when Muslim apologists go ahead and make these claims, but then other people who are not subject to the stupidity of Islam come out and also make claims like these. It's just it's ridiculous, man.
السلام عليكم حجة.
الله يرضى عليك.
شو الوضع جوا؟ تفضلي.
الوضع كله سيء يا بني، حسبي الله على اللي شنشطونا وقتلونا في دورنا.
ومين قتلوكوا؟
حماس.
حماس قتلوكوا؟
حماس اللي قتلتنا. حماس اللي صوابتني وقتلتنا. حماس.
حماس مسؤول عن كل اللي بنشوفها هنا؟
كله اللي هي.
هو الدمار؟
كله هي الدمار هي.
شو؟
حسبي الله عليها حماس. ينتقم منها حماس، دمرونا، دمروا أطفالنا، دمروا بيوتنا، إحنا كنا عايشين، إحنا نهداه انتوا حكمونا، بدناش حماس، كل الشعب بيكره حماس، إحنا مضطهدين من حماس كنا.
So she says the whole nation hates Hamas. They have hurt all of us.
That's not true.
The problem with it is that it is very, very, it's a big exaggeration, it seems.
Yeah. She's speaking hyperbolically, ladies and gentlemen.
Bigly hyperbolically. Bigly hyperbolically.
With that said, it is good that there are people who hate Hamas there. That is the sole glimmer of hope apart from just kicking people out of there. In other words, unless you have some radical shift at some point where the people who don't like Hamas or any other terrorist group, where these guys just somehow become the dominant majority, until then, the whole area is screwed.
But the people
you can't have just a giant area like that that is basically one massive terrorist base.
Yeah.
There is no peaceful path forward when you have a giant terrorist base.
Yes. That's what they do. So here's the question. Then why don't we hear your voices on the outside? So if people hate Hamas, this guy asks, why don't we hear your voices, the voices of those who hate Hamas?
That's true.
She says we'll be killed. If we say anything, they will kill us.
That's true. So when AP says that 100% of the people there are all terrorist supporters or terrorists, I say that's not true. And AP's like, well, how come we never hear from them? Why don't they come out and publicly condemn Hamas? And I try to tell him, it's not safe for them, AP. They will be tortured and or killed if they come out and publicly condemn them. Mm-hmm. In other words, there are clearly some people there. We don't know exactly how many because they're not exactly free to speak out. In order to figure it out, you would have to have some actual legitimate anonymous poll like the one they did in Iran. What do people actually believe? If you ask people, if you asked people in public what they actually believe, you'd get 99% or something like that. Oh yes, we believe in Shia Islam. Yeah, great. In reality, all forms of Islam combined are less than 50% in Iran right now. When you ask people, and they feel safe because it's an anonymous poll. So like to see that. I don't know if anyone's done that, but I'd like to see what an anonymous poll would show about.
It was recently released that that Hamas significantly manipulates any survey results, any survey numbers that come out of Gaza. This was reported by Israel and also by a Palestinian source, but it's very difficult to understand what exactly you can trust here.
لو حكينا اي كلمه بقتلونا. انتم مش عارفين الشعب غلبان، احنا الغلابه، الشعب غلبان راح
اذا رفعتي صوتك ضد حماس شو بده يكون؟
بيقتلونا ارهابيه، حماس ارهابيه، قولوا يلا معي حماس ارهابيه.
Hey, look at this, David. You don't see this. Look at this. They will kill us. They're terrorists.
ارهابيه، حماس ارهابيه، قولوا يلا معي حماس ارهابيه.
That's a good sign.
الله ينتقم منك يا سنوار، الله يشحنك يا رب وقبرك.
I think she's serious. See, AP will look at this going,
Oh, she's practicing Takia so she can go kill people and support Hamas elsewhere.
and no, she seemed pretty hardcore against Hamas and Sinwar. Don't have to worry about him much anymore. But hey, can we give a shout out to this lady? There are people in other parts of the world. We're not good at it here. But see this lady carrying an entire sack of belongings on her head? That's also big in Africa too. There are people who like carry all their groceries and stuff like that in a basket on their head, and they just walk down the street like it's easy.
Yeah. It is. It seems very, very passionate. The fact that the way that she expresses how much they hate Hamas and how Hamas oppresses them and kills them and so on. The fact that she turns around and prompts him to say Hamas are terrorists, and then
she went above and beyond.
Loudly screams, "May Allah take revenge on you, Sinwar. May Allah burn you in your grave." Seems. I mean, I would say, okay, this seems quite solid, and it seems quite solid. I would still have I would still take caution, but see, this is a pretty good sign, actually.
Yeah, I would as well, because like imagine right after this she says, "Long live Fatah," right? She could hate one particular group. But the fact that all these people were willing to publicly curse Hamas, I really hope there are some people there who are just sick to death of all the terrorism, and who would like a future where they are not constantly getting bombed in response to them going and slaughtering.
The problem is that nobody likes Fatah. Nobody there in the Palestinian territories likes Fatah. They hate Fatah. Fatah is considered
they like Islamic Jihad,
a corrupt organization. Hamas is the most popular. Then they like Islamic Jihad is kind of second to Hamas, not probably in popularity, but in different ways. And they support other organizations that are linked to, for example, one that splintered from Fatah and has become its own movement, Al-Aqsa something, and some secular movements, supposedly secular movements. It's just whatever you choose there right now. It's a mess. There is no good choice, and it is a very messed up society. I'm sorry, it's a very messed up society. And yes, Steph S says she never said, "I don't hate Jews." Honestly, for example, the other day I saw this fake account on Twitter pretending to be a Lebanese Christian account, obviously pretending to be obviously a Muslim, pretending to be Lebanese Christian, acting like, oh, we Christians, yeah, we Christians, right? So I looked at clear signs that this account actually belongs to a Christian and looked for something that a Muslim would never ever say, such as, I don't know, Jesus Christ is Lord and so on. Like very, very official statements. I couldn't find it. It would be easier to verify once you ask these people what they think of Jews and all that. But there is a longer video. So there are always questions that you can ask to further understand if these people actually mean it or not. But there is a longer video of this, I think, which I will pull up in a little bit.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This lady might hate it. I mean, she did say a lot of things about all good things coming from the Israelis in one of the clips. But I have to say, even if she hated Israel, if you can hate a group and not want to go massacre them and not want to conquer them and stuff like that. You can be like, I don't like those people, but as long as they stay on their side of the border, I'm not going to do anything or something like that. At this point, I kind of be okay with that in Gaza. Okay, we don't like those guys, but we don't want to go kill and slaughter those guys. And I think lots of Israelis would be fine with that. The problem is you got these guys, all we're going to do is sit around all day, every day, coming up with plans to go slaughter Jews. Okay, that's not going to work.
Yeah, Desmond F said Israel can kiss my. I don't think that Israel wants to do that. So great comeback, Desmond. Powerful. Now everything's going to change. I don't think that Israel really wants that. So it's probably, I don't know why you're offering this. It's just it comes off as a little bit weird, honestly.
عارتي لما سمعتي إنه إسرائيل اغتالت سنوار؟
زغرتت وانبسطت.
مين المسؤول اللي بنشوف الآن؟
ابن القحبة السنوار اللي حق عليه طلع.
See what I'm saying?
He said Ibn al-Qahba Sinwar. That doesn't just mean son of a bitch, it means son of a whore. So
حق عليه طلع شو عمل فينا. القحبة السنوار اللي حق عليه.
بنشوف الآن.
ابن القحبة السنوار اللي حق عليه طلع شو عمل فينا. لعن أبوه.
بحبش سنوار.
Yeah, these are the people up on the surface. Meanwhile, Sinwar is
look, this is this seems genuine, honestly, to me.
That's what I'm saying.
The way this boy just talked, this seems genuine, honestly.
No, it's pretty easy to pick up certain vibes from people who are faking, and unless someone is a good enough liar to where they know how to give the signs of someone speaking truthfully. But these people are all just blurting out stuff that's like, yeah, this really sounds like they mean exactly what they're saying.
He has a very Palestinian accent, a Gazan accent. When he says Gahba, he says it like a Gahba, which would be like not like a Qahba. He's obviously very solid, legitimate Palestinian. Legitimate Gazan. He calls Yahya Sinwar a son of a whore, and directly praised that Allah burns him. Let me hear this. Yeah. But somebody who is a Muslim who genuinely believes in Islam would probably try to somehow like if they were faking, they would somehow channel that they are faking, but would not utter these words.
Yeah.
This is because that's very serious.
May Allah have mercy on him for the bad things he has done.
Look, this is the best thing. He says you don't like Sinwar, and the guy just spits. That's how you express that you really don't like something. But wait, there is more. Was this up to this part the video? Yes, it was. So let us continue here.
للآن سنة وشهر من بداية الحرب كيف ما شفنا أي قوة داخلية محلية اللي بتطلع على حساب حماس.
ما بنقدر حماس مستخدم القوة في كل مكان. لا ما
That's true.
يعني
That's
أنا
the problem, guys.
بروح بهتف ضد حماس يلعن بحكم حماس بهتف بس بعد شوي
ايش بصلحينه بتخوه
ما بجرى ما بعرف ايش اللي بجرى لي فبالتالي عشان انا احافظ على حياتي بضلني ساكت.
كيف انت مش خايف من حماس؟ كيف مش خايف تحكي اللي بتحكيه؟
انا حاليا مش خايف من حماس لانه حماس تقريبا مش زي قبل.
Thank you, Israel.
حماس اول الحرب مش زي حماس اليوم احنا من الحرب سنه وشهر.
ضعفاء؟ ضعفاء؟
تقريبا.
So if every single person asked,
Look at the line on the screen, though. That's awesome.
If every single person asked says the same thing, that if we say something against Hamas, we don't know what will happen, or they will kill us, or they will persecute us, and so on. I mean, it seems like they're probably right. Yeah, probably
they are. That's what sucks. You could have. Look at Iran. You can have a majority of the population that absolutely despises the oppressive governments. But guess what? Who's willing to stand up? Well, lots of people are, but I mean, think about it. If one person stands up, pretty easy to deal with that. If 1,000 people stand up, you can deal with that. It's hard enough to get everyone to stand up. It's pretty hard to get everyone to say. Yeah.
Yes.
In your face, Desmond. No one likes you, loser.
You see, nobody wants you.
Desmond.
Nobody wants to kiss your ass.
Desmond. The D is for dork.
حماس شو عملوا؟
الله ينكبهم زي ما نكبونا.
Ooh, she said, may God bring Nakba on them.
أكلت كابوناتنا أكلتنا حماس حكومة
This lady, she's the awesome one. Watch.
حماس
She says everything good from you.
إحنا معكم
We're with you.
أنا يعني أنتم مع إسرائيل؟
مع إسرائيل خيرنا منكم.
Everything good comes from you.
إيش يدخل عندكم؟ أنتوا الخير عندكم.
My husband worked for you. All the good is with you. You are the blessing. Many people might not know, but these pro-Palestine propagandists on the online make it look like, oh, nobody can get out of Gaza. It's a concentration camp. It's a prison, literally. If you try to get out, then you'll be shot and killed. Lots of people from Gaza worked in Israel.
Yeah,
for many years.
It's a gate check. You had to go through a gate.
Yeah.
And
lots of people there work in Israel.
Yeah, you end up on a list of people that can be trusted, and then it's easy for you. If you have a problematic background and stuff, they don't let you through. But they over time they learn who they trust and who they don't trust, and they let people from both the West Bank and Gaza come and work in Israel.
Yep.
Matter of fact, when I was there were someone from the West Bank said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about blah 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 blah." And I said, "Where are we going to meet?" He said, "Jerusalem." And he came over. He was allowed to come from the West Bank to Jerusalem.
West Bank, yeah. There was always the opportunity for people in the West Bank and for people in Gaza to come over and work in Israel. People built credibility over time that they come in and go. They have a reputation. They don't have any security issues. They didn't nothing shady. They haven't been participating in anything that they shouldn't be doing, and so on. It doesn't seem like their families are engaged in terrorism and so on. So lots of the so-called Palestinians were employed in Israel from Gaza and from the West Bank. Unfortunately, just to break the spirit of the goodness here, unfortunately, lots of people who worked in Israel, who were from Gaza and who worked in Israel, helped Hamas on October 7th. Lots of people who were allowed into Israel helped Hamas commit the attacks of October 7th. So
that changes things. By the way, before they built the modern fencing defense system, people in Gaza and the West Bank could just walk. You could just walk into Israel to work. Why did they change that and build a fence? Well, because people kept walking in with bombs or guns and doing terrorist attacks. And finally they said, no, we We need a fence and we need gates where we can do security checks and things like that. And so that's the reason for building the fence in the first place, was even though there are people from Gaza and from the West Bank who worked in Israel, there are also terrorists going in there. So then they needed a system for vetting them. And now what happens? Now security gets much more strict. What you would hope would happen was, okay, there's a fence, and there are people who are allowed to go through the gate and so on because the government trusts them and so on. And what you would hope would happen was, over time, the number of people who can be trusted increases until they're the majority and so on. And then there's some sort of future. Instead, you've got people who can go through the gate and so on. And then what happens? People use the opportunity to slaughter a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be difficult to gain some trust back.
That's true. That's what they do. Not sure who and what is talking about buildings or leveled. The majority of buildings in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip right now, have not been destroyed. So Gaza has not been mostly leveled. I think with all those that only have minor damage, the majority of buildings have experienced some damage so far, but most buildings have not been destroyed. More than half of the buildings in the Gaza Strip are standing and usable. Although some experience some damage. So the whole idea that Gaza has been leveled is not really true.
وشو بالنسبة للمقاومة وحماس اللي بيحميكوا؟
Finish them off. She said finish them off.
انتوا صح بدك حماس تسقط حماس والله لا اشوف حماس لا اقتله
I see a Hamas terrorist, I'll kill him.
السنوار اللي دمر وقتل اطفالنا والله العظيم زغرتت
سألتك الشعب الإسرائيلي اللي بيشوف كلام
يا رب يرجع لكم اولادكم ويعم السلام ونكون صحبه احنا وانتم فيش بعد السلام.
هذا شيء واقعي
والله شيء واقعي.
هذا اللي شفنا في 7/10 بس
الله
خلال
يجعله
السنة
ما يصير.
الأخيرة.
الحمد لله ان شاء الله بتمحوهم ضلكوا وراهم لغايه ما تقتلوهم. سيبنا بيوتنا دمروها عروس.
I nominate this lady for president of Hamas. A new Hamas.
Hey, do you know what
a new group?
Do you know what ululating is?
Yeah, that's why they that sort of thing.
Yes, I always hated it. I can say it that it sounds horrible because I come from a culture where it was also done.
I think it's similar to what was called the rebel yell during the Civil War. The descriptions of it, they describe it as like this high pitch, and they said a northern soldier said, anyone who tells you that he heard the rebel yell and wasn't terrified never actually heard it. So apparently if you have a bunch of guys, guns blazing, coming at you, yelling that, it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah. So she said she likes Israel. She wants peace with Israel. She loves Israel. She loves Israelis.
See there? Everyone, see you protesters, real Gazans, real Muslim women in Gaza love Israel. These are the true Gazans. We can do what they do. These are the real ones. These are the true ones. The others are fakes.
These are the real Gazans. You see, the real Gazans here are saying that they love Israel. The thing is, I mean, when I asked people in Israel, I heard the same response from Israelis when I asked them. I don't remember a single person saying something about absolute, like expressing absolute disdain, absolute hate, or hopelessness toward the situation. People that I asked in Israel always expressed that they wish they could make peace. They wish they could, change the other side and stop fighting permanently and forever, and find a future where both sides can happily and peacefully live alongside each other. But it just doesn't seem realistic and doesn't seem possible. The bad thing is, yes, you have people like this expressing how much they are sick of Hamas and how they don't want Hamas and they want peace with Israel and so on. But how much can you trust it, you know? How much can you trust it? How much can you this is why Israel is doing what they're doing right now. It doesn't matter how much damage is done. It doesn't matter how angry or outraged the world will be. Israel is currently employing their harshest methods and taking control of the situation and destroying the so-called Palestinian terrorist organizations, destroying them, making sure that they trying to make sure that they destroy them entirely from their roots. Because if somehow Israel can take advantage of the situation and make for a future where Israel leads the way and brings peace to the region, then the people here, the Gazans, those affected, they can easily move away and move past any of the fighting and the suffering that happened during this war. That's how Middle Eastern people are. It might seem like a very big deal to some people who protest on American college campuses, but in the Middle East, you will count on the fact that lots of people will die and lots of suffering will happen. And if you find peace in the future somehow, you will walk toward it, and all the suffering will be forgotten. However, I still think that there is a big problem here, which is Islam. Hector Diaz said,
This woman is a Muslim, and you're complaining about Islam. Why? Why ruin the bridges that are being built? I mean, can you imagine? AP, can you imagine this?
Because her children are very likely to be raised once again and to be introduced to the idea that the Jews are ultimately the devil.
Farfor is dead. AP, how? What are they going to watch? What are they going to watch? They're going to sit around. They're going to sit around watching Farfor's rotting mouse corpse. No. Look at this. There's a woman, a Muslim woman, saying that everything they have that's good comes from Israel, and Israel's the blessing. Quit trying to burn the bridge.
Well. The bridge is unfortunately there, and it has to be burned down. But the bridge is not the bridge between two peoples. It is the bridge between the sick Islamic teachings and the healthy human.
الله يجعله ما يصير. الحمد لله إن شاء الله بتمحوهم. إن شاء الله بتمحوهم. ضلكوا وراهم لغاية ما تقتلوهم. سيبنا بيوتنا دمروها عروسنا.
Hey, wait a minute. I was completely distracted by the sound of that donkey in the background. I always loved the donkey sounds.
الحمد لله إن شاء الله بتمحوهم. إن شاء الله بتمحوهم. ضلكوا وراهم لغاية ما تقتلوهم. سيبنا بيوتنا دمروها عروسنا.
Did you hear the donkey? That's a good sign. That means there might be peace in the future.
When you hear the braying of a donkey, it means peace is nigh.
Alhamdulillah.
דבר כזה לא קרה לי במשך 20 שנותיי ככתב בשטחים. לא צריך היה לעשות כלום, פשוט להניח מיקרופון. הם ניגשו אליי, פורקים את התסכול, את השנאה, את הכאב, את כל מה שנצבר אצלם בשנה האחרונה. ואי אפשר היה להתבלבל במי הם רואים את האויב הגדול.
يا رب تلقاهم القصر 15 من اليهود.
From the Jews. Jews are better. I'm telling you, AP, there are signs. There are signs.
مين اللي ظلمك؟ اللي ظلمونا حماس. حماس اللي ظلمتنا اللي قتلتنا.
هذه ولا شربوطة حماس. هذه النكبة.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Wait, he said that they are children of whores.
مين اللي ظلمك؟ مين اللي ظلمك؟ اللي ظلمونا حماس. حماس اللي ظلمتنا اللي قتلتنا.
هذه ولا شربوطة حماس. هذه النكبة. الله يكتبهم. الله ما يحكم معهم. يا رب يقتلوهم اليهود. اليهود أحسن منهم.
Whoa.
See?
Whoa.
Jews give us food. Bring us everything.
Whoa. Okay, I gotta clip this part, man.
There's I'm telling you, man, it doesn't look great, but there are little glimmers of hope. Little glimmers of hope. This kid, someone, matter of fact, someone put us in contact with this kid. We want to sponsor this kid to to become the next Mossad. Kid, hey kid, contact us. We'll do a crowd fundraiser. We'll get you to some good schools and so on. You can grow up, head back, help your people.
Are you serious right now?
What? I would totally help. I would totally help that kid.
I know you're joking. You would never do something good for somebody else, but I'm joking. As far as just to say something nice about David, I know David doesn't like to be praised and doesn't like to talk about his good sides, but David is a very, very selfless person who will happily and willingly help all kinds of different people without thinking for a second about his own interest in it. So I must say that this is a fact about David.
You went from sounding racist this entire show to now sounding gay. So and effeminate.
Then this is exactly what I mean. He can't take a second of appreciating something nice said about him. But that's the reality about David. Pretty good guy. But yeah, David, so you're saying that you would actually help this kid?
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool because it's obviously not just that kid, right? But I mean, here's the idea. What these people are saying is true, that they're actually in danger, and they're saying they have a little more freedom. They have a little more freedom to speak out against Hamas after Hamas has been, at least partly crushed. But there needs to be a way of helping the people who aren't evil terrorist scumbags, right? Like, but I don't know exactly what the solution is. I don't know. It's a weird situation where it seems like you would have to like divide up Gaza and have some vetting system or something like this. Like, we're going to hook you up to a lie detector. I'm going to ask you some questions about some various things. If you pass all our tests and all our examinations, you get to live on this side of the line. And you get super, super special, awesome privileges, and you will have a ton of freedom. If you're evil terrorist who wants to slaughter Jews at all costs, side of the line, and things are going to be a little different over there.
Alhamdulillah. That's true. That's true. That's what they do. That's what they do. Okay, let's continue. I just want to listen to this kid. Somebody should make a song with this clip, with this kid here. Somebody awesome, who likes to remix things like these, make a song with this kid screaming.
And the ululating. We want a clip of the lady ululating and this kid. And this kid
yes.
Talking trash about Hamas.
Yes.
اللي ظلمونا حماس اللي ظلمتنا اللي قتلتنا
هذه دولة شرموطة حماس هذه النكبة الله يعقبهم الله ما يحكم معهم يا رب يقتلوهم اليهود اليهود أحسن منهم
I take this kid seriously.
بيعطونا الدنيا وبيعملوا الدنيا وبيعطونا الطريق بأمنه وإيش يفضح أرضهم اليهود الحماس.
The kid's based. Wait, now they're showing the kid's face. What's wrong with the blurring guy? They blurred out the kid's face when he's talking trash, and he's clearly wearing the same shirt, and there he is right there.
Is this the same kid?
Look, they're showing all the kids.
Is it the same kid? I think they're just blurring those that talk. Yeah, that's a different kid.
Oh, okay, it's a different kid. Never mind. I take it back. It's a different kid.
Yeah, different kid.
ذبحوهم ذبحوا حماس وقتلوهم حماس واليوم اللي شفناهم فيه ذبحوهم ذبحوا حماس وقتلوهم وين ما رحتوا شفتوهم ذبحوهم ينعل ابوهم.
The funny thing is that sounds like the Quran.
Yeah, kill them wherever you find them. Kill Hamas wherever you find them. Listen, we know that there are some sacred months coming up for the Israelis, but when the sacred months have passed, slay them wherever you find them. That would be funny.
Yeah.
If they took all these Quran verses. Hamas are the worst of creatures.
حماس هدول جزء منكم، هدول فلسطينيين.
حماس شيعة، حماس قتلة، حماس.
She said Hamas are Shiites. I mean, there is. As funny as that, it's messed up because it's like with Jews, where anything you don't like, you just say, "Oh, it's the Jews." Here, she clearly anyone she doesn't like, she says they're Shiites. But there is a grain of truth in what she's saying, in that the strings are ultimately being pulled in part by Iran. So it's like what the Quran says, that if you take them as a friend, then you're one of them. Okay, these guys are working with Shias, and she's like, they're Shias then.
Just for those who don't know, the cultural context of Sunni religious people calling somebody a Shia, it's like it's a really, really bad insult, which is why she's saying it which is why she's screaming when she's saying it. It's a really, really bad insult. It's a really, 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 really bad accusation and insult.
فلسطينيين.
حماس شيعة، حماس قتلة، حماس شرب الدم.
Murderers, bloodsuckers.
بس هدول اولادكم، انتوا امهات حماس.
مش اولادنا، هدول مرتزقة.
اللي بشوف الجنود بوزعوا المية على الأطفال، على النساء، بشربوهم، دليل إنه في عندهم إنسانية. وهذا
إذا كان بالعكس، إذا هدول كانوا يهود وهاني كانوا حماس مثلا.
حماس والله ما بتشربنا نقطة مية، والله لا تخليهم عطشانين، يروحوا على آخر السوافة عطشانين، يموتوا بالعطش.
17 كنتوا فرحانين مش هيك؟
لا، ما كنا فرحانين، هدول الجواسيس الخونة هم اللي عملوا في القطاع هيك. شوف حماس بمزوق مزع، أخذ ابني حماس، وين وداه؟ ليش أخذ ابني مني حماس؟
I believe this woman.
This is good stuff, and it's good that people are hearing from some people that we would almost never hear from. You would almost never hear from these people because it wouldn't be safe for them to say what they think.
هم اللي عملوا في القطاع هيك. شوف حماس بمزوق مزع، أخذ ابني حماس، وين وداه؟ ليش أخذ ابني مني حماس؟ إيش عمل له القطاع؟
شو أخي شو؟
Wow, that is rough, man. There is no faking this. You can hear that she is very she's deeply hurt. So,
and that's messed up because I mean, you got people like this, and you're always like, why don't they just nuke all of Gaza? I wonder how they're getting like these cool people here. Like these people just show up and stuff.
Yeah, well, the guy said that this is an evacuation corridor, a safe corridor, and the guy says that all he does is to go there and hold a mic, and they start rapping the hood.
ليش أخذ ابني مني حماس؟ إيش عمل للقطاع؟
شو أخي شو؟
شرموطة حماس، هذه تنظيم إرهاب داعش، أصعب من داعش. كس أختهم، كس أخت عظم سنوار، أخو شرموطة. طلعوا هذا حماس. حماس أخوات شرموطة هذولا.
أخوك في الرجل؟
عشان كابونات بيسرقونا للشرموطة. كابونات فيش أكل عندنا، كل بيسرقوه كلهم بتخبوا أخوات الشرموطة.
اشرح لي بالضبط شو صار. اجوا حماس مسلحين حماس.
هاي قبل 5 شهور باقي لي مساعدات، بيسرقوها، طخوني عشان بدي آكل طعم أولادي.
This guy says Hamas shot him. He says Hamas shot him and left him disabled for getting aid from Hamas, which Hamas stole.
شو أخي شو؟
شرموطة حماس، هذه تنظيم ارهاب داعش اصعب من داعش. كس اخذهم، كس اخذ عظم سنوار، اخو شرموطه. طلعوا هذا حماس، اخذنا حماس.
بس تاخذكم
حماس اخوات شرموطه هذول.
اخوك في الرجل
عشان كابونات بيسرقونا للشرموطه. كابونات في شكل عندنا كل بيسرقوه كلهم بتخبوا اخوات الشرموطه.
اشرح لي بالضبط شو صار. اجوا حماس مسلحين لحماس.
هاي قبل 5 شهور باقي لي مساعدات بسرقوها. طخوني عشان بدي اكل طعم اولادي.
اخوك في الرجل
فجري. وهذا كمان طخوه.
Oh, he's on crutches. I didn't see he was on crutches. I thought the other guy was on crutches.
طخوه فجره كمان. هذا بقول لك
كلهم حماس.
كله اخوات شرموطه مش حماس. هذول داعش اخوات شرموطه هذول. ولا حاجه.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That is
Pretty
really
rough.
Sharmuta, yeah, what does Sharmuta means whore. Sharmuta literally means prostitute, whore, and they're calling them sons of whores. So they're calling Hamas sons of whores. That's what they're saying.
That was for context. You've got the clip where a dude called that, said that to a Israeli woman at the border. Remember that? That's what he called her.
Yeah.
He's walking away and he goes Sharmuta, and she busts through the crowd and snatches him up.
Let's just watch it again because it's so satisfying.
It's classic. You can do an entire show where all you do is play that on repeat for 4 hours.
That's what they do.
Classic. You hear it? Hear it, everyone? She made you famous, buddy. She made you famous. You know all this guy's friends constantly like, he's like, yeah, we don't do this. Like, what? That lady snatched you up and could have slapped you in your mouth. You wouldn't have done anything.
She's such a beast. I don't know who this is, but fantastic. Awesome response.
Well, I love it because I mean he waits till he waits until there are multiple, all these people in between them, and says it kind of away from her so she won't know, but she's got like she got some hawk eyes or something like this and just zeroes in on him.
She is brutal. She is brutal.
عشان الحرب ولا حماس؟
من حماس هون.
حماس اخوك؟
من حماس، كله من حماس.
كل هذول المشلولين اللي بشوف كلهم من حماس؟
حماس هي هبيه يا زلمه.
هاي في قطر اخو الشرموطه بتكلم بياكله.
Talking and eating, look at us.
انا طلع هذا جيب بني ادم. الجيش مرة عالجني. جيش بيقول لي جيش مجرم. هم عالجوني، جابوا له ميه، جابوا له اكل. هذا جر بطخان اخو الشرموطه.
Wow. Showing him how messed up his leg is. And he says the IDF is the one that helped him.
عشان بقيت اسرق اكل لاولادي. طخوني في رجلي. حماس هي اللي نكبونا. حسبنا الله عليهم. الله ينصر.
What he said, because I stole food from my children. I took food from my children.
الله يحميهم، الله يقويهم يا رب. يجونا ميه، الله يحميكم، الله ينصركم.
عشان بقيت اسرق اكل لاولادي.
كمان
طخوني في رجلي. حماس
Which they didn't top your hand off, bud.
حسبنا الله عليهم. الله ينصركم.
We have lots of footage that came out in the past and reports of Hamas shooting at people for approaching the humanitarian aid, and Hamas taking control, trying to steal the aid and shooting at people who are trying to get some. We have plenty of it. Of course, all of it is pretty much lost in the public eye because people don't want to care about it. People want to rather focus on the pro-Palestine narrative.
الله ينصركم عليهم. الله ينصركم عليهم. الله ينصركم على حماس. على حماس.
تعرفوا انه العالم كله ضد اسرائيل. العالم بيقول انه اسرائيل دمرت غزه.
من انسانيه مش يحملها من انسانيه. انتم بتدخلوا اكل مش بتدخلوش اكل لهم بيسرقوه.
You bring in food and they steal it. Perfect line. You bring in food, they steal it, they sell it. When we try to grab it because it's meant for us, they shoot us. That's all you dumb protesters. That's what you're defending. You're defending the guys who start the war, then they run and hide, And then when aid is brought to help the civilians that you say Israel is targeting, the terrorists target the civilians for wanting the food that is being brought to them. You giant clowns, you're defending terrorists. This is what happens when you're defending terrorists.
So this guy, the reporter here, says, the whole world is against Israel. And the Gazan guy here immediately jumps in and says, no, you are the good guys.
تعرفوا انه العالم كله ضد اسرائيل، العالم بيقول انه اسرائيل دمرت غزه
من الانسانيه مش يحملها من الانسانيه، انتم بتدخلوا اكل مش بتدخلوش اكل لهم بيسرقوه. غلط ما تجيبوا اكل ببيعوه بقبضوا على اخوه بياخذوا.
Look, he came in and he said the world is against Israel. They think Israel is doing injustice. This guy can't contain himself and he starts yelling and says, no, you are the good ones. Israel are the good ones. You give us aid. You are the humane ones, not them. You bring in food and they steal it. And what they do with it is they steal it and then they sell it.
مش يحملها من الانسانيه، انتم بتدخلوا اكل مش بتدخلوش اكل لهم بيسرقوه. غلط ما تجيبوا اكل ببيعوه بقبضوا على اخوه. بياخذوا الكراتين الكبار وبيضحكوا علينا بعلبتين فول وياخذ كرتونه بيضحكوا علينا بعلبتين فول بيضحكوا علينا.
احاول افهم ايش.
Look, they both say the same thing. They both say the same thing. Hamas takes most of the aid and give them a little bit, and then they sell it. Sell most of the aid.
Isn't it, by the way, isn't it, dude, you know what that just reminded me of, just because it was a recent thing, but it's the same idea when, if you have a family member who is a drug addict, but who also needs like food or something, and you give money to your drug addict relative, knowing, wait a minute, this person needs something for food. Let me give it to them, but you know it's actually going to go to drugs. So it's like you're put in this weird situation, but it's a similar situation with the aid. There are all these civilians here. Some of them support Hamas, some of them clearly don't. And so what do you want to do? You want to give aid to these people, but you know it's going to the terrorists. You know it's going to the terrorists who take it and keep it for themselves or sell it. And therefore, even the aid that you're sending to civilians is actually enriching terrorists and helping them terrorize more people. It's a weird situation where, hey, I want to help in this way. I want to help. But in my effort to help and provide aid, I know where that's going, and it's not going where I want. Sucks. It sucks. It's a sucky situation, because then you think, okay, well, if Hamas is just going to take the aid, let's not give any aid. Okay, well, then there's no aid, and all these people, I don't know. It's a terrible situation.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Some people say, where is the source for this video? It is, you can find it on the official account of Israel. In fact, I will retweet this just now. Just now, so that you can obtain it from there. And they also give the source.
AI. This is AI produced by Elon Musk.
It's from N12 News in Israel and reported by this guy here. Yeah. So I just retweeted it on my X, and you can find it right there for those who are curious.
اسرائيل يعني بتسمح لهدول الشاحنات يفوتوا على شمال غزه.
بسرقوها.
حماس بيسرقوها.
اظن ميت من الجوع احسن لي.
امام عيونكم سرقوهم.
اظن قدام عيني قدام عيني اذا تكلمت بطخوك. بكون على شحون زي كيف بيطلع بيطلع على الشحن هيك بالدبسه وين بخبطك الشهان وين بطخ الشحن.
What they just described here, they get on the trucks. So they get on the trucks and then shoot at those who approach, is something that we have footage for as well. It would be very nice if I could quickly find some of those. Let's see. It would be very nice if I could find some of those. Okay, quickly pulled up something. Not sure if this is one of those that I've seen in the past, but there's plenty of footage of them riding on top of trucks and then with guns. You have here footage of the IDF taking out Hamas terrorists who hijacked a humanitarian aid truck.
יש הבחור שעומד מחוץ לחלון עם הבעיה המונח הצי, כרגע חמוש בקלף.
IDF is targeting innocent civilians looking for food.
את רשאית להשלים כל עוד את יודעת להפעיל לכם פגיעה במשאיות.
יודעת להפעיל.
מעולה, את רשאית אותה.
מעלה. פגיעה במרב הברחנים החמושים, יש רשאי. 2, 3, שקר.
Boom.
Ouch.
Boom.
That'll teach you to steal some aid from the people it's meant for.
It won't really teach him.
I know, it won't. It's a figure of speech, AP.
وين بخطك؟ بخطك الشهان وين بطخه؟ بطخ شهان على اللحم بطخ عشان يشلك.
انا عارف راح اطلع من هنا حماس الطخنه. حماس.
Wait, for Hebrew speakers, what does it mean? What was that a woman who just authorized the hit? I heard that phrase before. In fact, I heard it in a
Well, say what it is again.
I heard it in a song. What was that? What is that phrase?
That's Hebrew for mess around, find out.
That's what she just said.
Mm-hmm. She said, mess around, find out. Boom.
I swear, Elon Musk brags about X and then it turns into this garbage. That one, yeah, that signal, that little phrase there. Launch, 2, 3, launch. That's it? 2, 3, shagir. Okay, 2, 3, launch. Okay, fine. That is helpful. Thank you, guys. That is good. Thank you. It means 2, 3, launch, said Legimathigayon. Noise. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
انا هلقيت شهيده
عشان اللي حكيتي؟
عشان حكيت.
Dang.
لا مش خايفه خلاص راح اللي إلي راح.
Dang, she's a martyr now.
She says she is a martyr now because she has already said something, so she will be killed.
وين بخطك؟ بخطك الشهان وين بطخه؟ بطخ شهان على اللحم بطخ عشان يشلك.
انا عارف راح اطلع من هنا حماس الطخنه. حماس راح الطخنه. انا هلقيت شهيده.
عشان اللي حكيتي؟
عشان حكيت.
مش خايفة؟
لا مش خايفة خلاص راح اللي إلي راح ما ضل اللي يجي جرى هنا.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So we don't hear a lot from people in Gaza who oppose Hamas because Hamas will kill them. But people can get into a situation where they've lost everything. That's what she just said. What else can they do to me? I've lost everything. So now I'll go ahead and say what I think. Interesting.
That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do.
تنتهي الحرب عندما يعود الأسرى المختطفين إلى ديارهم.
اليهود.
طبعا المختطفين عندما اختطفوا في 7 من أكتوبر إلى ديارهم إلى إسرائيل. إن شاء الله.
לכך זה נראה. כל האנשים האלה שאתם רואים לידינו הם אנשי חמאס, אנשי ג'יהאד איסלאמי. אחד מהאנשים האלה, אינני יודע מי הוא מ"מ בנוח'בה שהשתתף ב7 באוקטובר. ככה נראה האויב הגדול ביותר של מדינת ישראל.
There you have it, take it in. These are Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad members.
האויב שהשתתף ב7 באוקטובר, והתמונה הזו, זו תמונת כניעה של חמאס, תמונת ניצחון של ישראל.
It would be funny if he pushed the guy in the back and they all fell over like dominoes.
Jason Allen trending on X.
If their feet if their feet are shackled together and their hands are tied or cuffed behind them like they are, then if someone pushes you, you can't catch yourself. You just fall straight forward on your face. I'm saying that as someone who's been shackled.
The shackles of being
and almost fell on my face once.
I know that there are rumors about Khamenei in a coma, but so far there is no confirmation on that.
It's shofar. It's shofar.
So far, there is no confirmation on it. However, I know that that there are things going around, that there are rumors going around that Khamenei is apparently in a coma. There were also reports from just a month ago, or less than a month, that he's seriously ill. So it seems credible, but I don't think that there are official reports on it right now. Social media posts on Saturday claimed Iran's Supreme Leader 85 is in a coma following an earlier New York Times report stating that he's seriously ill. However, no official confirmation has been provided regarding his health deterioration. Ali Khamenei was last seen in public on November 7th.
I just want to be clear, everyone. The claim that he is ill is not in the 1980s rap sense of like Beastie Boys' License to Ill.
Yeah, exactly.
It means what? Like dictionary definition of ill.
Yes, but there is no official confirmation.
So you said he hasn't been seen since what? Since when?
Since November 7th.
Okay. What's interesting, that makes sense either way, right? Like if he's actually sick or having medical problems, makes sense for not to see him. But also, given recent interactions with Israel and them taking out leaders, also makes sense for him to be in hiding, and even to spread rumors that he's sick. Israel, no need to come after me. I'm already sick. I may have only days left, so no need to blow me up.
Yeah.
You're hiding, boy. You're hiding.
אותם חמושים שחלקם לחמו ממש עד לימים האחרונים במחנה פליטים ג'באליה, וכעת מרימים ידיים ונכנעים.
זה מעיד על שבירה. כלומר, לצורך העניין אתמול הוצאנו מפה 50 מחבלים.
What was on the guy's forehead, man?
שבירה.
Did he have a double zone? What is that?
What? Oh, someone drew on his head to mess with him. Someone drew some little eyes or some eyebrows on his head.
Maybe it's a drawn fake Zabuba.
You will sit right there. I'm going to draw some Zabubas on your head.
זה מעיד על שבירה. כלומר, לצורך העניין אתמול הוצאנו מפה 50 מחבלים כחלק מן הקז, אנשים שפשוט הרימו ידיים והחליטו שהם לא נלחמים יותר.
שאתה יודע שהם מחבלים בוודאות.
שאנחנו יודעים שהם מחבלים בוודאות, אחרי הצלבות של מידע, אחרי חקירות. חלקם באו והסגירו את עצמם, אמרו אנחנו מחבלים ואנחנו זהו, סיימנו. ואני חושב שזה הדבר שהכי מעיד על שבירה פה אולי, הסיפור הזה של להרים ידיים.
זה היה...
How can you trust Jews when they say that Hamas surrendered? Everyone there was probably innocent. Look at them, they're all babies.
If I were a Jew or an Israeli, I would be talking mad trash to those dudes when they're all cuffed. It would be like it was seen in I think it was Saving Private Ryan when they captured the Germans, and one of the soldiers who was a Jew was going, I'm a Jew, as the captured Nazis are being brought in front of him, showing off the Star of David bling.
That'll be funny. Who is talking about Scott Ritter?
Don't know who that is.
קור קשה, מדכא. סביר מאוד להניח שרבים מאוד מההמון הגדול הזה צהלו ב7 באוקטובר. ולרגע לא יכולתי להפסיק לחשוב, כמו בכל החודשים האחרונים, מה האנשים האלו, הרוצחים הנתעבים האלה, חשים עכשיו. האם זה היה שווה את זה?
Was it worth it? That's the key question.
Was it worth it?
That's the title of the Oscar-winning movie. Was it worth it?
Was it
Oscar-winning documentary about
was it worth it?
This war.
והמוסר, כשטבחתם בבני עמי, הבאתם בעצם הרס, רעב ומוות על עמכם שלכם, על עזה, על אמהותיכם. על ילדיכם.
Powdered donut, probably in their white outfits. I don't know. Well. There we go. And Grauenritter said they are only saying this because Israel is winning. This was a military problem all along. Chance Schofield says, or Schofield says, the donkey reminds AP of his atheism get-togethers. Exactly.
That's why it reminded you of that. You're like, this reminds me.
Yes. This reminds me back when we... Morty Cool said, Alhamdulillah, Islam is so strong. You claim to love God, but think he married and had sex with a Jew. Christians truly are pagans.
Powerful.
Hi, guys. Why are violent verses in Quran and Hadith used to justify terrorism when violence in Bible not used in the same way?
Well, you can read the Bible from beginning to end. And then you ask yourself, what am I supposed to do now? I've never heard anyone say, because Joshua was commanded to go fight the Canaanites and so on, therefore I have to go and fight people. These aren't blanket commands to people in general. In other words, if you read the Bible from beginning to end and then you ask yourself, hey, if I believe in this, what am I supposed to do now? There are commands that are directed towards people in general, and they are not to go around killing people you disagree with. You're commanded not to do that. The commands in Islam, fight those who do not believe in Allah, doesn't mean they're supposed to fight every single in every scenario. You're supposed to fight when you're able to, when you actually have a chance of winning and so on. But fight those who do not believe in Allah. That's a command to you who believe, right? It's a command to Muslims. And so you have commands about violently subjugating unbelievers that are directed towards Muslims in general. It's not saying, hey, Muhammad was commanded this and he's the one who had to do it, but after Muhammad did that thing, this doesn't apply to you. You do have blanket commands in Islam.
That's exactly right. Abu Bakr al-Poftari said, Dr. Andani says the Injil is all the legal teachings of Jesus that are contained in the Gospels, which are contained in the New Testament. What are these teachings? That's a very, very good question. It's a question you should ask Khalil Andani, because it would appear that Jesus's teachings, if it was a law book, would be contradicting each other, because he says that you should do what the law says. However, later on, it seems that he tells people that you don't. That, for example, you can eat whatever you want. That nothing that you eat will defile you, and so on. Well, that's because the Gospels are not a law book, are not legal teachings. That is just a bunch of nonsense that people like Dr. Khalil Andani made up to somehow explain how in the world the Gospel fits into the picture of the Quran. It's ridiculous. David, what do you think?
Well, yeah, and also along the lines of, I'm talking more about the general principle. I brought this up yesterday when we were discussing it, that let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed therein. We talked to Ahmadis. What does that mean? Oh, it means just take those parts that are prophecies of Muhammad. Khalil says, it's talking about the Where does it say any of that? It says, let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed therein. It doesn't say anything beyond that. Anything you say beyond that is you trying to come up with a way to avoid the Islamic dilemma. And even then it doesn't work.
That's true. That's what they do. Abu Bakr al-Poftari said, AP and David Wood, opinions on Noam Chomsky, overrated IMO. Don't know much about him, except his contributions to linguistics and his communism.
Yeah. Cognitive science was important in analytic philosophy, very anti-Israel.
Communist.
Apart from that, I've never paid much attention to him. So
that's the thing with communists. Abu Bakr al-Poftari said that was Mo Hijab in the GIMP outfit. He liked it. Oh yeah, probably, most likely. Lloyd 4444 says,
"Oh yeah, hey, you should get someone who does some effects and have it like Ali Dawa with Muhammad Hijab tied up."
I don't want to mess with torture footage. Well, that's what you get for listening to music. Carson, when does the Bud stealing video begin? No. Michael says,
"No, hey, that's actually funny. This is what you get for because we're wondering what this is about, but that would actually be funny. This will teach you to use music. This will teach you to play that song by Katy Perry."
Michael, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Shake Mike Wingling says, the resistance just put fear back into the weirded Wood's heart with one video. Maybe a visit to Palestine makes him moral a miracle for Islam. Alhamdulillah. This is proof. This is very true. Sojkovic made a super chat. Appreciated. Sojkovic, appreciated very much. Lloyd444 said, this looks like it could be the music video for the song Jump Around by House of Pain. Don't make fun of people getting tortured.
Yeah, until you find out whether they actually deserved it or not. If they actually were doing messed up stuff and this is some rival terrorist group or something like that, then we will put it to Jump Around by House of Pain. Until then, we do not know.
Jeez.
Well,
I was searching for this video, so I, of course, came up with the brilliant idea to search my own account for the word whore when I used it, because I thought I used it when I mentioned this video.
Mm-hmm.
And then, however, I saw that I saw this, and I'm like, what is this?
Well, you are billions of whores. Here we what? What's wrong with you, man?
So I checked it out, and
what are you even talking about?
And it was I posted a post of a woman who was murdered on October 7th at the music festival, Karina Pritika, and judging from the way she dressed, she was a whore. Came in this guy and said, to which I responded, "Well, you are billions of whores, yet here we are."
Very rude.
By which, of course, I'm just saying nothing of significance. Yeah. What else did I say? I called this guy an attention whore. Oh no, he's saying people are attention whores. Anyway, interesting stuff.
Very weird.
Let's see. This looks like it could be the music video. I will be Moses Smith. Moses Smith said, "I will be to the generation a second Muhammad, whose motto for peace was the Al-Quran or the sword. So shall it be with us, Joseph Smith or the sword." Moses Smith. Moses Smith.
That's funny.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. No. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul should probably fight Khamenei next, now that he's in a coma. Mumu Jew, thank you so much, Mumu Jew. CK, what do you think about the fight between Jews and Muslims in Amsterdam a few days ago? What do I think about it? I think that that mass deportations are long overdue. That's what I think about it. Apple Baker, I'll Puff Daddy. David Wood in prison inmates beat up with bag of oranges. Yes. That's what
no inmates usually don't have a bag of oranges, but
of course they do. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people hit people with locks. People put bars of soap inside a sock and use that. Main weapon of choice is some sort of shank or shiv, depending on where you are. That determines the name. I called them shanks where I was at, but simplest form is to buy a toothbrush and just file the end off until you have something you can stab people with. Also, other people come up with more sophisticated versions if they work in the metal shop or something like that. But yeah, variety of weapons. And they do messed up stuff. They'll get some floor stripper and stuff like that and stick it in the microwave and heat it up, throw it in someone's face, and then like their skin melts off and stuff. Anyway, yeah. Not familiar with bag of oranges.
Shink. Here is the thing. Here is the bad thing. We just watched a bunch of Gazans express how sick they are of Hamas and how Israel are the good guys. Here is the thing.
That's the proof.
Here is the problem. Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. This is from the Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research. This is from September 2024. They ask the question here, support for Hamas decision to... Wait a minute. In your view, was Hamas's decision to launch its offensive against Israel on October 7 a correct or an incorrect one? And you will see here in the Gaza Strip in September 2024, 39% say it was a correct decision. 57% say it was an incorrect decision. 4% say they don't know. So although there is still too much support here, which is just sick and stupid and incredibly ridiculously dumb, still 57% say it was an incorrect decision by now. Maybe they're slowly learning. I don't know.
That's good. I mean, that's an improvement. 57% of people in the Gaza Strip saying it was incorrect. Look at the West Bank, though. 21% saying it's incorrect as of the most recent.
I said it before. The West Bank is more radical than Gaza. People just
well, they're also not the one who are dealing with the main consequences. It's easy to look from a different part of the world and yeah, good job, guys, great job. You're doing a bang up job over there.
Yeah. Didn't Israel say those statistics are made up by Hamas and are not real? The real numbers are higher and Gazans are against the attack. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Israel intercepted some communication and said that Hamas manipulates the results from the Gaza Strip and makes them look more supportive. Have to go and fetch that report, but Israel did say that Israel did present credible evidence that Hamas does indeed manipulate the results coming out of Gaza. So that would mean that even more people in Gaza are against Hamas's attack.
Yeah, in other words, why would numbers that are being fed by Hamas say most people in Gaza are now against what happened on October 7th and therefore against Hamas's wisdom as leaders?
It would mean that actually it's significantly more people are against them. That's what they do. That's what they do. In your opinion, in this war, who will emerge victorious?
Who's stupid enough to say Hamas? Look at all the people who are dumb enough to say Hamas.
Well, you could look at the West Bank. Look at the stupid people in the West
Bank.
Bank.
Man, look at the most recent in the Gaza Strip. So
28%
back even in December, 50% were saying Hamas is going to emerge victorious. Then in March, it had grown, and then June had dialed back a little bit, and now after seeing all their leaders taken out, September 28%. So basically a quarter of people in Gaza thinking that Hamas is actually going to emerge victorious. 45% though saying no one's going to emerge victorious.
That is pretty sad. Pretty sad. Let me quickly look at the seized Hamas documents show terror group inflated its support rates. IDF says actual support for Hamas in war on October 7th said to be far lower than published. Army says influential Palestinian polling firm uninvolved in scam. Lead pollster doubts claims. This was about a previous poll from the PSR, Palestinian Public Opinion. In your opinion, was Hamas's decision to attack Israel on October 7th correct? 71% correct. Okay, so this seems to refer to a different poll because the actual results here seem to align pretty much with what we have seen in this poll. So this seems to be kind of accurate-ish. So most Gazans are not happy with the situation and are not happy with Hamas. That is a good sign, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and keep in mind, even though you have 28% of people saying Hamas is going to emerge victorious, that doesn't mean that most of the people there are great and so on. It's just they're acknowledging reality. No, Hamas is not going to win this, even if they even if they were cheering their brains out on October 7th, they're looking at it going, yeah, Hamas is not going to win here. But it's good that people are realizing that.
Yeah, that's what they do. I just saw a messed up comment. David Wood, an imprisoned mate. Yes. MJF versus Sami Zayn custody of Palestine ladder match. Yeah, exactly. That's what I always say. Yeah. Carson Death, I tolerate Jew haters longer than moon hoaxers. I think they all need Jesus or something. I don't know. I'm not going to read this comment here.
Well, it's funny because he says he wore one, but Muhammad was one, according to Muslim sources, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Did he really just make the Fantastic Four excuse for space travel? Daniel needs help. He does. He does. He does. Chance Schofield said, AP and Daily Wire, how much social pressure think Soviet-era neighbor snitching is there for people in Gaza to be outwardly pro-Hamas?
A ton.
I think it's pretty significant.
Yeah.
If you can rely people who have come out of Gaza and who have talked about the situation there, it is you want to be publicly pro-Hamas, or you want to at least publicly not say anything bad about Hamas, because you would be in danger, and you could get in serious trouble. They were again. I mean, they took power by popular vote, but weren't the majority, and they actually violently fought and kicked out everyone else from their own government, and took the entire Gaza Strip over, and then imposed their own rule upon the society. Of course, these guys are going to oppress their own civilization as well, and you don't want to speak against these people who will make you disappear if you say the wrong thing. Lloyd 44444 said, an argument against your reasoning, David, would be only a few people with the full picture. Would the full picture and different groups only know and work on a small part and are kept separated by security clearances? In your face, David.
Yeah, I don't know how that refutes anything I've said ever in my entire life.
It does, clearly. You just don't know. Villainous SSB, is there any formal securing of anti-Hamas Gazan citizens by Israel yet?
We do not know. I hope that the videos we just watched are connected to that. In other words, everyone in the group that were being that were there seemed to gladly condemn Hamas. So hopefully that is them escorting these people somewhere where they're going to be safe from Hamas retaliation. But I don't know.
Earlier, I talked about this woman who was killed on October 7. Here, Karina Pritika. This was her last post from 2017. Actually, I guess she wasn't active after that. But this was her last post. The last post that you can find on her profile. She was brutally killed on October 7. I bookmarked this for a reason. You will, if you go into the comment section, you will find people like this who say you deserve it.
You worship a literal pedophile.
Yeah. You will have people saying, people speaking here random shit like they knew her. People die every year. You Jews ain't special or chosen. Get a grip, crybabies. Like that's what you say in response to someone getting killed. You're in a warmer place now. Rest in piss.
A bunch of people said that.
Bruh in hell. And so on. This is, of course, these are the same people that we have to share a planet with. I love how AP corrects Arabic slang translation. Alhamdulillah.
That's what it does.
That's what I do. That's what they do. More the cool. We all know that Israel's true fear is the unstoppable Groiper force. I know Israel is trembling, scared right now because of Nick Fuentes. Yeah.
That's why they're sending Mossad. That's why they sent Mossad to his door to dox him.
Yeah, that's what they do. Chance Schofield, AP, should Israel take these based Gazans in? I'm not in charge of Israel, but Alhamdulillah.
It's actually a difficult situation because you can have Gazans who say, yeah, we condemn Hamas and we hate Hamas and so on. You say, hey, I want to help these people. How will you help them? Okay, we'll take them over here. But then it spreads around that as long as you say a bunch of things about Hamas, then you get a free pass to go into Israel, which people would take advantage of for ulterior means. That's why, I mean, again, like apart from hooking people up to lie detectors and how you distinguish, because this is a problem of deception being so allowed and promoted. A good thing in Islam is that who genuinely wants peace will say he genuinely wants peace. A Muslim who doesn't genuinely want peace can say he genuinely wants peace. And so they say the exact same thing. So how do you distinguish someone who's telling the truth from someone who's faking and so on?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. There's a video of a hobby guy with real computer used to land on moon. It was push button, but it could get sensor data at slow millisecond speeds. I don't believe you. Sojkovic, gay bar, we love Jews. Gay bar, we love Jews.
You need to make the chant, man. You need to make the chant. And we need to go to a rally and start chanting it while they're chanting the Kaibar, and we're yelling. We're in our Queers for Palestine outfits, Gay P and Gavid, and we're gay bar, we love Jews, something like that.
Somebody was pointing out that Egyptian atheists' response was very funny. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I saw it. I didn't want to say it, but it's basically this guy said you deserve it, and he basically said, "Your prophets or your prophet of Allah's vijay." That's what he basically says, or your prophet's p word.
Very rude.
Chance Schofield, the donkey reminds AP of his atheism get-togethers. It does indeed. Thank you for extent of brain rot that every time I hear the people I laugh, but the people.
Yeah, I can't hear the people in any context.
But the people are retarded.
Eunuch Pits, you're doing important work. May JC bless your works. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Indeed. May it be so. Gwyneth Isaacs, learning useful Arabic words, sharmuta. Thank you. Yeah, just you have to say it with a t sound, so it's sharmuta. Sharmuta. So for an Arabic speaker, this probably sounds completely messed up. It means 2-3 launch. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now I have learned. Can you have Moshe Feiglin on your show? Said Kirka. He is well-known, brilliant politician in Israel. He writes books, appears on TV, think a military serviceman. I know about Moshe Feiglin, but I have been. I know that he's not a very popular guy. I know that some people think that he's pretty extreme. I know that he did a very, very, very good video about in response to Khamenei at one time that I even sent David. But I know that he's not a very popular guy, and I know that there are even people here in the chat from Israel who are right-wing, conservative, religious, and so on, and who really don't like him and wouldn't want to see that. I don't know, but I'll see. I'll have a look into it. I don't really know much about him except that he's a little bit radical. That's it. What, David? What?
I was just thinking about that movie.
Look at this, please.
The movie Downfall. Untergang, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a guy named Feiglin in there? That I don't know. It just reminded me of. Didn't he have a Feiglin and Hitler starts yelling Feiglin, 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 or something like that? Wasn't there a scene like that?
Inshallah.
A long time ago.
Inshallah.
I think he starts anyway.
Inshallah. Look, lots of people here say, please don't.
Ooh.
No, please don't. He's a disgusting man, said Genia. He's not popular at all, said Mugiwara. The Kahanist said Ikara.
All right, so that makes it sound like Feiglin was using a burner account to promote himself.
Is he a Kahanist? Is Moshe Feiglin a Kahanist? Is he? I don't know. I think he's moderate, said Rand Gabai, not Gabar.
Too late.
I said this because Gabar here. No, please don't. Feiglin is an arsehole. Shalom, said Yefid Duran. He's not radical, he's honest, said LMP. Okay, now we will have the right wing in Israel fighting each other over this. Alhamdulillah. Feiglin is very smart, and I don't think you'd find him radical. Yeah, from what I have seen from his video, I didn't think that it was pretty radical. I think it was. I mean, I would see how some people would find it radical. Even some people listening to us might find it radical. I personally didn't find it very radical, because I happen to be also quite radical. But I don't know. We'll have to think about that. He got 0 votes. I know. I saw that when I researched him. I saw that he created a party and tried to get into parliament. He had no votes at all. So it's kind of funny. Fox McCloud. They should make them wear a dunce hat while blindfolded. That's pretty racist. Michael Feldman. Scott Ritter is a douchebag. As an USOEF veteran, he makes my blood boil. Isn't the guy a convicted pedophile? I don't want to say that he is now because I don't want to get a lawsuit. Apparently, the guy cares a lot about what anyone says about him. Yeah, he says here he's a convicted child sex offender. This is a major anti-Israel, pro-Palestine guy who accuses Israel of committing a genocide and so on. That's what it says here. I didn't make this up. He's a convicted child sex offender.
Well, to be fair, Muhammad would have been one as well. So there's that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, can't blame him. So yeah. Arya, atheists be like crucifixion is not possible because if it was, they would not have called it crucifixion. They would have called it crucifect. Shut up.
It does sound like some stupid nonsense an atheist would say.
Crucifect. Steph asks, keep us thinking.
I don't care. I don't care about crucifixion. I only care about crucifacts.
Crucifact. Don't care about you, crucifixion. Keep us thinking. Appreciate you both. Prayers all Muslims come to the light. I trust an atheist before I would a Muslim. JS. Appreciate it. Thank you. But that's a very racist thing to say. Pretty cool. El Rito AP, you don't have to believe any religious nonsense. Yes, I do. Caballo Rojo made a super chat. Appreciate it very, very much. Gigi Ryder, Noam Chomsky, commie but deceived by anti-USSR. Alhamdulillah. Emily Todicescu says, have you guys watched the TV show Homeland? Thoughts? That's the one with that woman, right? I watched several seasons of it, but stopped after it switched to Afghanistan or something. It's a pretty good show. Of course, always including exaggerations, as they always do in shows. For example, nobody working for a federal, agency could just go rogue and do whatever they want. This is a typical myth that they include in movies and TV shows, where somebody works for the CIA, for example, and then goes and starts acting rogue and goes against orders and plays the hero. I saw
what are you talking about? You just had a dude who leaked the Israel's plans to attack Iran, and AP saying there's no one who goes rogue.
I saw experts and former CIA people comment on stuff like this, and they say, first off, it makes for very good shows and very good movies, but if you do that in real life, you will get in serious trouble and you will probably be fired. So yeah, the whole going rogue and playing the hero is totally fantasy. And being the only person in the field sent to a different country and operating there and so on is all fantasy as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true of lots of stuff. Stuff that works in real life isn't the best. Doesn't make the best show. Bruce Lee was Bruce Lee's students talked about that. I said in an actual fight, he went for like low kicks, foot stomps, eye gouges, things like that. Whereas he's doing all these awesome kicks and stuff, and they said what works on TV is not necessarily the same thing as what works in an actual fight. But what works in an actual fight just isn't entertaining movies.
That's what they do. That's what they do. She got them crazy eyes, but excellent actress. Yeah, the actress is pretty good. She's pretty good. Homeland was mid, but the performance of the female actor was incredible. Yeah, she is a pretty good actress. Pretty good actress. She did a fantastic job. Somebody asked something about Tulsi Gabbard. I don't think that Tulsi Gabbard is a reliable person. I think she's a very problematic person.
AP doesn't trust women. AP still has his idea that a woman can't lead anything successfully.
I think you shouldn't promote somebody like Tulsi Gabbard to a position like that in charge of intelligence, simply because she has that white thing in her hair, and that just means that she's a villain. That's what I learned from cartoons.
No, makes her look cool.
Did you notice that your Muslim opponents were laughing when I called David a nerdy old man? Very rude.
Yes, I agree that your comment was very rude and that they are also rude, which is why you should be blocked.
That's interesting. Vic Kumar, why does Hamas only want land from Israel and not Jordan? There is no movement against occupied land in Jordan. Because Jordan are Muslims and Israel are Jews. The Yahud cannot have their land. It is our land. If the Yahud have land, then it belongs to us. They must give it back to us. No, seriously, Tulsi Gabbard has said very, very problematic things in the past, and has had this whole attitude.
You've said problematic things in the past.
Of Putin being the good guy, basically, and Assad being a cool guy and all that.
Oh, yeah, that stuff sucks if she said that. I don't know if she did, because all I have is your word for it.
And also, she even accused Donald Trump of causing frictions with Iran because he went against the nuclear deal with Iran and so on. She officially called him out and said, "This is why we need to have an alternative to Donald Trump. This is why you should vote for me and not Donald Trump," and so on. These were things that she said like just a few years ago. Now she's suddenly the most loyal person. I don't understand, but yeah, whatever. And the other person that I think is completely unreliable to be in government is RFK Jr. There, I said it, I kicked it, and I would not say anything about it now and just move on. RY92, Mohammed defiled Dihya with his golden miswak. That's pretty racist against gay people from 7th century Arabia. John Empire Power made a super sticker. Appreciate it very, very much. Appreciate it very, very, very much. David, anything else you want to say before we leave?
Nope.
Well, good, because we're not leaving yet.
Nice.
There is one thing that I want to quickly address here, which is this. There was a speech that Rashida Tlaib gave in the Congress where she says, U.S. law is clear, no nation blocking humanitarian aid can receive U.S. weapons. Palestinian children are forced to eat pet food and bug-infested flour, and so on. And she presented this picture of a child that was starving and said, and used this as an example, as a clear example of Israel starving people and starving children in Gaza. So she presents an example, this photo of a starving child, and says, look here, an example of Israel deliberately starving children in Gaza. Here is the thing. No matter what side you're on, right? If somebody presents something like this, a reasonable person would stop for a second and think, isn't there something wrong about this? Isn't there something weird about this? Because she comes and presents a photo of one child that is severely underfed and possibly about to die. But if Israel is deliberately starving children in Gaza altogether, or starving people altogether, shouldn't children in general in Gaza look like this? Why do we only see a handful of instances? Obviously, this cannot be proof that Israel is deliberately starving children in Gaza. Guess what? It's not. But she is a US politician, a US congresswoman, who attempts to deceive the public by doing specifically this. We talked about this before. There are online conspiracy theorist people have been doing this, presenting a sick child with a severe health condition and making it look like this is an example of Israel deliberately starving children. Here we have a US politician doing this disgusting thing. Some people jumped in, like the Stop Anti-Semitism account, which follows me, which is why they will be successful in stopping anti-Semitism. If they didn't follow me, they would probably fail. They said, fact, the photo Rashida Tlaib used on the House floor is a child suffering from a degenerative neuromuscular disease and not starving because of Israel. Fact, while Israel fights a war on 7 fronts started by terrorists in Gaza, it has still delivered 1,123,900 tons of aid via 56,864 trucks and 9,979 pallets. Fact, Hamas hoards food in rotting storerooms while terrorists and individuals like Tlaib's pal Bison are well fed. A new low for Rashida Tlaib. This is not just Stop Anti-Semitism saying this. This is just an example of many such cases, as Trump likes to say. So there are certain children in Gaza that have certain conditions. There are some instances of kids with cerebral palsy and some with other diseases that cannot intake food in the regular way, so they need help. They need special attention, special hospital attention, and need to be taken out from wherever they are and need to be taken to a hospital. Generally, we have seen over the last year, whenever such an instance occurs and they ask Israel for help, Israel takes the child away from there and brings them to a hospital in a safe place where they can be taken care of, which possibly even happened here. But she comes, not just some nerd, some idiot on X. She comes as a U.S. politician and deceptively takes this picture to then lie to the people of the United States of America to make it look like, look, this is what Gazan children look like now because of Israel. Israel is making them starve. And there are actually people believing her. There are actually people believing her. In fact, we can check that for ourselves. This just shows one thing, which is...
But the people are retarded.
We can see that for ourselves. Look at this. She made the post here. And the post has 2.8 million views, 57,000 likes, 3.9 thousand comments. There is controversy, of course, and those people who know what's up are calling it out. The kid in the photo has cystic fibrosis, and a genetic disease that occurs when you marry your cousin. That's not starving. You're a lying disgrace, and so on. People pointing out that there is no starvation that would cause something like this. People pointing out that this is clearly a genetic condition, a disease. However, she is here sharing this as if it was true and lying to the people of America. And thousands of people believe this and share this as if it was fact. And this is the kind of stuff that people get away with. Why is this terrorist supporter, Hamas supporter, in the US Congress? She shouldn't be. Call such stupid things out wherever you see them. Don't let people lie to everyone. This is just horribly ridiculous. She is a US politician, and all she does here is to advocate for Hamas. Anyway, David.
People vote for her. People vote for
If I had to choose between Rashida Tlaib and a cow,
I would choose the cow.
Yeah. Kirka, folks who talk trash on Feiglin know nothing, but put a vote, invite him or not. One day you cry, Israelis don't grasp reality. Next day you don't promote who does. Okay. Here's the thing. The majority of people who are watching right now probably don't know who Moshe Feiglin is. So...
Yeah, so you're going to do a vote. Hey, 99% of you who have no idea who this guy is. Should he be on the show? Is he good? Is he a good guy?
I'm gonna just do for kicks and giggles. Gonna make a poll now. Should I invite Moshe Feiglin? Yes, no. Don't know who that is. Okay. I'm gonna put up this poll here and see what the results say. Make your vote now. Make your vote known now.
Make your voices heard.
Make your voices heard now. Mish SWB4 says Hamas supporters will believe anything for the trajectory. This isn't in fact true. This is true. And if the trajectory continues as it is, then we will just be left with a house of lies or a house of cards. That's what it is. That's what happens when the trajectory continues as it is. So far, 23% say yes, 15% say no, and 62% say don't know who that is. Okay. Alhamdulillah. All right, David, anything else?
The people have spoken. And you know what they say about the people?
But the people are retarded.
Are you saying that the people who the people who voted here are the R word?
I said they're smart and based. What are you talking about?
I mentioned earlier that we still have a problem, despite anything that Gazans might say, and that is Islam. And here we have the problem. Most Muslims around the world believe in this, unfortunately. I read it so often, I'm tired of reading it, so I will just have it read to you by somebody else.
Until the Jews would hide themselves behind the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews and the Muslims would kill them. Until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah. There is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree our God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
Hope that was clear. That was pretty good.
It's just disturbing. It's just disturbing that a song about killing Jews won the Grammy for Country Song of the Year.
Yeah. That was actually the Muslim cowboy singing it.
The last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews and the Muslims would kill them. Until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah. There is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree God will not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
The last hour would not come unless the Muslims would fight against the Jews and the Muslims would kill them. Until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and the stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah. There is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree that God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews. The Jews and the Muslims would kill.
Anyway, you get the point. So this is the problem. Yeah.
It is a problem.
This is a problem. This is the Islamic belief, and Muslims around the world unfortunately believe in this. They actually believe that they will, in the end, finally fight the Jews and kill them, and that even the rocks and trees will say, "There is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him." And as long as this teaching exists, and that there is one tree called the Gargat tree, and the Gargat tree is no snitch. So the Gargat tree is no snitch. The Gargat tree will say, "I'm not telling you where if there's a Jew behind me."
Gargat tree is an old school convict tree.
Yeah. Gargat tree is not a snitch. So Jews can trust the Gargat tree, and that is what Muslims unfortunately believe in. And this is just messed up.
Hey, we should get some tree costumes, and there's like a pine tree, and the pine tree's like, "Hey, Muslim, there's a Jew hiding behind me. Come kill him." The Gargat tree runs over, is like, "What, you snitching? Huh? You snitching? What?" And like beats the crap out of the pine tree.
That's pretty good.
The last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews. And the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, "Muslim, or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him." But the tree our God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, David, anything else? Lex just became a YouTube member and joined the channel and is not aware that once you join, you can never leave. The poll so far says, should I invite Moshe Feiglin? Of 30% say yes, 11% say no, 60% say don't know who that is. Okay, I will invite him. I mean, I made the poll as if I could invite him. I don't even know if he would join, but I would just ask him questions.
I wouldn't join if I were him.
So anyway,
I'd be like, people already think I'm radical. What would happen? What would they think if I was with the apostate prophet?
I don't think he cares about being called radical, honestly, from what I know about him so far. Which reminds me of the shofar. Good. Practicing goes well. All right, David, anything else?
Stop. Nope.
Don't ask for more genres, man. I get tempted when people ask for more genres to make more of these. And I don't want to leave then. But I have to leave. Anyway, thanks for joining, everybody. As always, have a fantastic day. And we will be live again tomorrow on David's channel, where we will talk about finally some interesting stuff. And instead of nonsense like this. David, what are we doing tomorrow?
Not sure. There's been a ton. I don't know. There's been a ton of recent debates. I just got a request while we were live for someone saying, can we go through the inspiring philosophy debate he had yesterday? I have not seen it, but anyway, I'll check it out if it looks interesting. Because it was kind of on the short side, so it might be something we could actually watch. But we'll see. You're not playing the audio here, man. We can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Of course you can hear it, man.
I mean, I can hear it, but it sounds like it's playing in the distant background.
No, that's because it's death metal. That's what it sounds like.
The last hour will not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, "Muslim, or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him." But the tree of God would not say, "For it is the tree of the Jews."
That sounds like nothing at all. That sounds like a nightmare.
This sounds terrible.
The last hour when I come against the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims will kill them until the Jews will hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree of God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
This is ska. It sounds like real garbage. Okay, one more and then I'll leave. And that will be my favorite roots reggae. Let's see. Let's see how that sounds. Alhamdulillah.
The last hour would not come unless the Muslims.
Wait, no.
The last hour would not come unless the Muslims would fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree that God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews.
Pretty good.
The last hour would not come until the Muslims put the blood clot on them Jews.
The Jews and the Muslims would kill them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree, and a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or the servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him. But the tree of God would not say, for it is the tree of the Jews. Muslim, the last hour.
I should take all of these violent passages and turn them into reggae songs.
You should, tons of them. Jamaican is the coolest sounding English dialect. I said the coolest sounding. It is cool. You ask a Jamaican like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Them call me David." And, you know, it's, I don't know, it just sounds cool. "Them call me."
All right. Alhamdulillah. Itbach al Yahud Wagwan. Yes, absolutely.
Alhamdulillah.
That's absolutely, man. All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and as always, which means
stay away from Islam.
In goat.